Hey guys, and welcome to my new vlog. I'm going to go through the history of this project and how it's evolved, but this four-wheel drive gearbox is not the start of this project. This is about probably 3/4 to about 75% of the project and how it's evolved over a period of about, I guess, 8 years. I'm going to go back through the history of those 8 years and explain to you what has happened to lead me to this point. But unlike a lot of videos, not a lot of video vlogs or projects, I'm not going to start from the beginning because I haven't been recording from the beginning. This is the point where I'm going to start and bring you along for my adventure and my project. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. This is the new kickstart for me that I've needed for me to get this project going and get it finished off. So I'm going to now do a quick intro. My name's Dan. First, just making sure it's recording. Nothing worse than going into a 10-minute spiel about shit and then you haven't actually recorded it and you've got to go back and it's never the same, is it? This has been a bit of a passion of mine all my life. My old man was into cars. I've always been into cars since I was 13. I actually started an apprenticeship as a motor mechanic when I was after I finished high school, and I actually hated it because all I wanted to do was build high performance stuff, and I was working in a dealership and all I was doing was oil and filter changes. Got out of that industry, quit the apprenticeship actually, which was probably a stupid move, but anyway. Later on I went and did a fitting and machining apprenticeship, and that's what I do now. I've been working in the mines underground for the last 12 years, and I've actually just got a workshop job where I'm a team leader, which is great. I'm really enjoying that, and, but that's beside the point. This project, as I said, it's been about 8 years I'd say confidently. Started off with a 1974 LA Mitsubishi Lancer, and I bought that car with, sorry I can't really show it to you, but bought that car with this motor in it. This is a Sigma 2.6 block. The guy I bought it off promised me the world, as they always do. Promised me it had been built and it had this done, had that done. Only had it for a couple of months. Blew the diff, blew the gearbox, ended up blowing the motor, and when we pulled the motor down, this supposedly fully built motor was effed. It had a cracked block, cracked head, everything about it was shit. So that started about it's probably cost me just the motor alone about $12,000. So I got a block out of Bajiro that only had 40,000 Ks off a good mate of mine. Had it all crack tested, bored it out, got the pistons in there. They're Wiseco pistons. It's basically just the stock crank, stock rods. I bought a brand new fuel injected Magna head. We've got a custom cam grind. I can't even tell you what the specs are. It's been that long ago since we built it, put it together. It's got a one-of-a-kind custom inlet manifold that was like a late model, say like a 97 model inlet. They cut the plenum off, welded on a custom new plenum, custom throttle body, 80mm from memory, I believe, which my tuner says is probably a bit too big actually for the street, but we'll see how it goes when it comes time for tuning, and we'll give it a try. If it's no good, I'll just put a smaller one on, like an Evo throttle body or something like that. Sorry guys, it's in the 30s here in Australia today. A bit warm. Need a bit of go-go juice. What else did we do? We relieved the oil pump. We got solid lifters, I think he went away from the hydraulic lifters. I'll have to check on that with him. I ended up buying a 6-boost custom exhaust manifold and a Garrett GT 35 turbo, ball bearing turbo, so it's a decent quality one. I'll be running a Microtech LT8 computer. It's not the best computer in the world, but it is very basic, and for this engine configuration I only need basic. I don't need anything too flash. Now all that was originally with a again, apparently it was a Starion 2.6 turbo 5-speed behind it. All that was in a Lancer. Anyway, I got defected in Australia. They're very harsh on modified cars. I got defected. While I was trying to fight the defect, rust started appearing in the car. Eventually it just got that bad. I didn't have any money at the time. I had to let it go. I ended up going down a different route. I bought a Triton, Mitsubishi Triton rear-wheel drive ute. It was a 2-door bench seat 3-seater with a big alloy tray. Got it running, drove it to the dyno. I drove it to the exhaust shop. Got the exhaust on it. On the trip on the way home, something went clang bang. Started feeling a shuddering through the clutch. The flywheel bolts that I had put in many years before that had come out. 2 of them just destroyed the threads. One of them was pretty bad. My engine builder, good bloke, he fixed it all up for me. Got it back together, finally took it in for dyno tune. The turbo that I had on it at the time was a cheapie, and it was over boosting. He didn't want a bar of it. He's the one that suggested I find the Garrett. So when I bought the Garrett turbo, I bought it with that custom exhaust manifold, and that's what's on it now. The bloke also sold me, it came with an adapter kit that he'd had made. Hang on, I'll try and show you now. You can see this adapter kit. Alright, that's an adapter kit, a modified Mitsubishi flywheel to suit a Nissan clutch. So that's actually a Nissan clutch in there. The modified adapter plate is to suit a R33. Gee, where's it written on the bloody thing now? I think it's on this side. It's got, here it is, an R33 RB25 DET 5-speed gearbox. So I had it in the rear-wheel drive Triton, and then I had a baby, the first baby, and the project got put on hold. Then I decided I needed a 4-door ute. four-door Tritons, the Triton gearbox, sorry, the four-wheel drive. I'll start again. So I went and bought a four-door rear-wheel drive ute. I was working away at the time. By the time I got ready to do the project again, that body had started to rust. You might get how long this project's been going on. Sold that body, didn't want it anymore. Went away from the project altogether. I've got all the parts on the shelves. They're all here, ready to go, okay? Taking up my garage. Anyway, got keen to do Triton again. Started getting interested, right? Worked out that with that motor, with the adapter plates, with that gearbox, I could do a four-wheel drive option. So I actually started looking at GTR gearboxes. A GTR gearbox, I can buy one tomorrow. Like right now, there's one actually advertised for $1,800. But then I'd have to buy the hydraulic pump to go in the boot, the drive shafts, and all the other bits and pieces. And the Triton front diff is on the passenger side of the car, the left-hand side of the car, passenger in Australia. So I started looking at Ford Couriers and Mazda Bravos. These run a 2.6 motor, which is basically a copy of the Triton, except their inlet manifold and exhaust manifold are on the opposite side of the Triton. Opposite side of that Sigma gearbox, Sigma motor. But the more important part is the Nissan GTR output shaft for the front shaft for the front diff is on the driver's side, which it is on the Ford Courier and the Bravo. So I started looking at Nissan GTRs, I looked at the GTS4 gearbox, and then just last week I came across these things. This is a gearbox out of a early Nissan Patrol that ran the RB 28 diesel engine. And lo and behold, that is exactly the same gearbox that they ran in the early RB30 petrol 6-cylinder Nissan Patrols. They ran a 3-litre inline 6 RB30, predecessor or around the same time as the VLs. So I bought this for $400. It's been rebuilt. So I bought a $400 four-wheel drive gearbox. I've seen them as cheap as $200. I've seen them as expensive as $600. They do go up from there. They can go up to thousands or $1,000 or more, but around $200 to $400 is the majority price. This particular model has got the 4.2 TD42 flanges on it, so I can run the TD42 heavier duty drive shafts, and it's going to be a ripper. So the interesting part is I bought this four-wheel drive gearbox for $400 rebuilt. That RB25 DDET rear-wheel drive gearbox, because of the current, all the drifters and the racers and all that sort of stuff, those gearboxes are currently selling. I've seen them for sale as of like literally 2 days ago, between $3,500 to $5,000. I saw one for sale. That's probably a sequential, fully built, whatever. But I can sell that gearbox, make a profit, turn around. I think I only paid $700 for it at the time, which was a couple of years ago. Turn around, make the profit. The money that I'm going to make from selling that rear-wheel drive gearbox, I'm going to finish this car off. So this is where we're at. So now I've got this rear-wheel drive gearbox. I've got the motor sitting there. I've just got to buy front and rear drive shafts to use the hubs and the shaft, and then I can splice them with the front and rear shafts from this thing, and away we go. So this is the project, guys. Now we've built, I'm not going to tell you who built it, the motor, and I'll give you an explanation why. He's a very, very good bloke. He's very well renowned, well known in Australia. I'm not going to tell you his name just yet, only because the guy who built the motor did that, as I said, about 8 years ago. And it has been sitting on a pallet in my shed. I've moved house 3 times. I don't want him to get a bad name if, because the motor doesn't run in properly and it has to get rebuilt or something goes wrong, that's not going to be his fault. It'll be my fault for not starting the motor and running it in properly. It's been sitting around for many, many, many years. But when it comes time, I will reveal who it is. And he's a really lovely bloke. He's a great engine builder. He's a great tuner. I'm hoping he will be doing the tuning for me, and any issues he'll be able to fix up for me. So this is where we're at, guys. This is video 1, 8 years down the track. So there's the gearbox, the new 4-drive gearbox. There's the rear wheel drive gearbox. Now here's the motor. So this, as I said, 2.6, the block is Pajero, 40,000 Ks on it. It's all been tickled up. It's a brand new head. It's got that custom inlet manifold. It's got 1000cc injectors, probably massive for this car, but we wanted to go all out. The plan was originally we're going to go E85, and nowadays E85 in Australia is pretty hard to get around my area in Newcastle, so I'm not going to go down that path. I'm just going to get what I can out of it on pump fuel, 98 octane. It's under a rag, it's under covers, but here is, sorry guys, I didn't get prepared for this video, did I? There's the Garrett Turbo, brand new pretty much. Here's a Turbo Smart external wastegate, the custom manifold, all ready to go. You'll see it later, you'll see it better. Sorry, not ready for it. So that is the project, and this is what it's going in. A shit box, bog stock looking Mazda Bravo. Perfect sleeper. Just a bull bar, some spotties, typical winch, typical shit box 4B. Canopy, solar panel on the roof, dual batteries. This is my beach goer, drive to work car, go camping, go shooting. I don't really take it up the bush that much, but except when I go hunting, but it's just a bit of fun. And I live 2.5 minutes away from work, so fuel economy doesn't worry me. And it's got the LPG tank in the back. I'll have to rip that all out. I have to rip everything gas related out of it, and that with Australian rules, and get it re-blue slipped as a non-gas car, because it's registered as dual fuel. And then once I get it blue slipped again, once I've got everything ready to go, that's, you know, it's got 12 months reg on it, that's when it'll get the motor dropped in it. So I've got to do all the work in advance, get all the money together. There's the 4-wheel drive selector and the gear selector. I'll just bolt them in. So this is the project, guys. Tell me what you think. I'm not worried about your comments about the car. Don't really give a shit. It's lightweight, it's fun. I don't have to buy another car. It's cheap because I already own it. I bought that car about 3 years ago for $1,000. Had a blown head gasket. I fixed the head up myself, got it back on the road, had it on the road for about maybe a month, and I was going through a roundabout and a chick turned from the outside lane into me and T-boned me on that passenger side. That's why it's all dented and stuffed up. So to me it's just a cheap thrasher. I don't give a shit about it. The plan was I was going to buy a newer model and do it. One of the reasons for that was this has got the manual lock-in hubs. I actually wanted the hubs where I could just engage them from inside the cab. I may do that conversion, or I might just say get this thing running and then pull everything out and put it in another car, but to me that's just more stuffing about. Probably won't happen, to be honest. So that's the project. It's no trophy queen, it's no show pony, it's just fun. Let me know what you think, and subscribe, like. If I can get some subscribers, likes, shares, you may be able to help me, because it doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't come out of your pocket. You might be able to help me put some money into getting this thing going, getting it running. Just a family man working out of his garage. Pretty much like I would say 95+% of you guys out there watching these videos, you'll just love doing it because you love doing it. So yeah. Alright guys, cheers. This is, oh, that's what I forgot to tell you. So the project name. I've come up with a name. Tell me what you guys think. Give us another name if you're not keen on it, if you like a different name. So the name I've come up with is Brazilla, because it's a Mazda Bravo and it's going to be my full drive Godzilla. Brazilla. Let me know what you think. See if you can come up with a better name that I might like. Alright. Cheers guys.